Hello, welcome to this session. We are going to be talking about meditation as a tool for mental well being, and particularly, I'm going to be discussing breath based meditation as a very effective tool for mental wellness. To introduce myself, my name is Loga Ganesh, and I'm an instructor with the Art of Living Foundation, teaching breathwork and meditation workshops as tools for stress management. And at a personal level, I have a PhD in molecular biology and work in clinical research. Look forward to being on this session with you. Thank you. So, let us discuss what stress is. In our life, there are two primary questions if we think about it: the state of our mind, what is causing us stress, how to handle it, as well as what is it we want in our life. When we take a moment and think about it, these two questions, the sources of stress in our life, a lot of things will pop up, right? For each one, it would be something different. For some, it would be some financial issue. For some, it could be a relationship issue. For some, it could be health issue. For some, it could be at work, a lot of coping with work pressures, or some not having a job. So it could be different. For a student, it could be handling all the exams and managing whatever they have to study. So it could be multiple reasons leading up to stress for each individual, isn't it? And then when we think about what is it we want in our life, the ultimate goal, if we think seriously about it, the only goal in reality for everything we do is to be happy. Do you agree? So we go through a lot of effort. We put a lot of effort trying to either study hard, work hard, or setting up a business, or managing everything around us, managing our time, managing our possessions, managing our activities, maintaining that calendar, everything. A lot of things we do so that we can be happy at the end of the day. But then, how do we define happiness? Is it owning a lot of things? Is it going to make us happy? Or is it going to be successful, being in that top position in the job or in life that we are aspiring to? Is that going to make us happy? So that is again a very subjective question. Each one of us has a very individual answer, isn't it? But then happiness is the goal. So let's just think about these two things now. So, just to give a little perspective here, we go through life. Many of us have gone through kindergarten to elementary school to middle school to high school, and then eventually college, and maybe even post college. So we go through life, so many steps of life, acquiring information. We learn how to do mathematics. We learn how to about scientific principles. We learn about history, geography, so many things we learn. But have we really learned the key to happiness or mental well-being or satisfaction in school? Is that something that is part of the curriculum? Not really, isn't it? But then, how do we get there? We go through life, the motions of life, from one step to another, thinking we will be happy in the next step. For instance, if we are as a elementary school child, we were thinking that, oh, when I go to middle school, looking at our older siblings or looking at older friends, at least I know I can imagine or relate to it when I was younger, how I would think that, oh, doing that next thing is going to make me happy. But then, was I happy when I got to it? Or then we go to the middle school, and from middle school we want to go to high school, then graduate high school, have this wonderful graduation party. So life, we go from step to step thinking we are going to be happy in the future. So Are we happy now? That is the question, isn't it? So the present moment is where happiness lies, but we keep planning for the future, thinking we are going to be happy in the future. So one of the best ways to bring our centeredness back and find a little bit of peace in the moment is through the breath. Because breath is something that is happening right now. Anything that is causing us stress, what causes us stress? When we think about things that cause us stress, all the negative emotions we experience, may it be guilt or may it be anger. So when you look at these two emotions, negative emotions, these are generally related to something that happened in the past. It is about events that are over. And then when we think about the events that are going to come, the future, it could be anxiety. We could feel anxious about something, isn't it? Or we could worry about it. So we are either going towards the past or the future constantly, trying to manage our mind, our emotional state based on what has happened or what is yet to come. And in the whole process, we have lost the present moment. Do you agree with me? But then the moment is where we are alive, where we have to handle everything. The mind has to be here in this moment to plan for the next moment to come. So how do we handle these negative emotions that come, very frequently? So one of the ways we normally, it could be we just say, oh, I don't want to handle it. I don't want to deal with it. We try to forget about it. We could be reaching for various other, means to make us get over the guilt or um, the anger from the past. We could be, sitting with a glass of wine, or we could be going shopping, or we could be trying to find that next relationship or that next job to make us happier. And the same thing about the future, isn't it? We just don't want to, we may say, oh no, I don't want to deal with it. I'll deal with it when it comes, which is okay. But then, we don't mentally get into that state, increase the energy within our system to cope with what is to come also. So one very key thing is observing our breath. If we notice, we breathe a particular way, we have a certain way we breathe when we experience these emotions. For instance, when we get angry, we could be taking very short, shallow breaths. And when we get into that mode of anxiety about the future, we would be having very long exhalations. But then when we are happy, we would hardly notice the breath is just moving very gently, very rhythmically. So the breath is a key component or a key tool that can be used to handle the mind, how we feel at a given moment. Because by breathing a particular way, we can kind of manage that emotion that we are experiencing. And it can become a very effective tool because breath is what is happening now in our body. We could be, all our other activities in the body, like our heart beating or our, the breath, the lungs functioning or the kidney functioning or the digestive system, everything is actually kind of autonomous, but the breath is something we have a little control over. We can actually regulate the way. We can breathe a certain way at will. We can stop the breath for short periods of time if we want to, or we can breathe a little longer if we want to. So that is in our control. So by breathing a certain way, we can actually influence how we feel at a given time. It's a very, very beautiful secret from the Vedic times, which have been used for generations very effectively. And now we are relearning the whole science behind it. Because the breath actually is working on the nervous system and making us go from the sympathetic nervous system to the parasympathetic nervous system. By breathing a certain way, we can improve the vagal tone. The vagus nerve is something that has been heard about, science is talking about a lot recently. So by breathing and improving the vagal tone and going into the parasympathetic mode, we can actually get into the rest and digest mode. When we are in the rest and digest mode, we are, instead of reacting, we actually get into a responsive state. So we are more present. When we are more present, what happens? We can also be more pleasant. Our state of mind has a very strong connection to our state of life, how life is. So, for instance, we could be at a beautiful beach looking at that beautiful sunset, but if our mind is not peaceful and happy, what happens? Are we able to enjoy that beautiful sunset or the beauty of the ocean, the blue waters, and the white sand and the beautiful sunset and the wonderful company we may have? We cannot. But then if we are happy, if we are in a state of mind which is more pleasant, even the most difficult task can be handled with ease. We could be having the worst day at work, or the worst, you walk into the kitchen and see those kitchen full of sink full of dishes, or the counters all cluttered, and you have to take care of so many things. But then if we are in a state of mind which is peaceful and happy, it seems easy enough. We say, okay, take a deep breath and start getting it done. But then if you had that horrible day at work and walk in the door to see all this, what happens? Nah, I don't want to do this today. I just want to go put my feet up and sit. I deserve a beer. Happens, isn't it? So, how do we cope? How do we handle this? By paying a little attention to the breath, we can cope because it helps increase our energy, helps increase our clarity, focus. So many byproducts are produced through the breath to give us a better state of mind. So, are we ready to do some breath work and experience how we feel right after we do it? Yes? So, for a moment, let's just, close our eyes and think about what our cause of stress is. At this very moment, what is causing us stress? And open our eyes and let's take a deep breath in first and let it go. Empty the lungs. Now what we'll do is we'll do this breath called yogic breathing, where we will completely fill our lungs all the way, the chest, the abdomen, the diaphragm. Will fill everything with the air, pure air, the energizing air, as much as we can, and then gently exhale it. So let's get started. Here, just notice what I'm doing to just get a feel. I am actually putting my hands on my belly and I am starting to take a deep breath in. Fill the lung, the chest, the stomach, the diaphragm. You'll feel the whole chest and diaphragm expand, which shows that you've taken a deep inhalation. And with the exhalation, everything will start contracting. So as you let go, it's like a balloon contracting. You will notice the diaphragm go in, the chest go in, stomach go in, and Take another breath in. Fill, fill, fill. A little more. Expand the chest, stomach, diaphragm. Puff up like a balloon. And let it go. It's just one smooth motion. The inhalation and exhalation. Breathing in again. And let it go. You can do this a couple more times if you like on your own. And once you complete, you can rest with your hands on your lap, eyes closed, and notice how you feel. What is the state of your mind? How does the body feel? Just notice that just with this simple yogic breathing, just filling our lungs to capacity with as much air as we can and letting it go, we feel that certain peace, a little silence. I'm sure you're feeling a little more silent than you did. So that silence comes in just with awareness to the breath and breathing in deeply. So breath actually, when we breathe in deep and get a lot of oxygen into the system, is very energizing. The body gets a lot of energy. And then when we breathe out very softly and continuously, we are actually we are working on the vagal tone. We are soothing the vagus nerve, which gives us that state of relaxation. So breath can help us energize as well as relax. So it has two aspects to it right here. Okay, so let's do one more breathing technique. This is called alternate nostril breath. So basically what we will do is at a given time we'll just breathe in and out from only one nostril. So we'll alternate between the nostrils. So from one nostril we'll breathe in and from the other we will exhale. So now from the nostril through which we exhaled, we will inhale and exhale from the other nostril. So breathing in from the left nostril, breathing out through the right, breathing in from the right, and breathing out from the left. So we will continue this, and we can do this a little differently by putting our two fingers in the middle of the forehead, right between the eyebrows, and doing the same thing. So breathing in with eyes closed. Now let's try this. Breathing in from the left nostril, exhaling from the right, breathing in from the right, exhaling from the left, breathing in from the left, exhaling from the right, breathing in from the right, exhaling from the left. Let's continue this. We'll do this on our own 5 more times. Normal deep breaths in, following the same rhythm, inhalation and exhalation, and continue on your own. With an exhalation from the left nostril, you may complete the round. Notice how the state of mind is, how we feel at this very moment. So how do you feel? So the beauty of this alternate nostril breath is there are two hemispheres to our brain. The right hemisphere, or the right side, is actually the one that is involved in all the emotional processing, all the creativity, the intuitive aspects, and everything. And the left side is the one that is the logical side, for the mathematics, for the science, for the logic, all the activities that require logical functioning. So when we breathe in using the alternate nostril breath, there are two, each side of the body, each nostril is corresponding to a channel that takes energy, very subtle energy, which is called prana or life force or chi. So this life force is very subtle. That it activates that channel, which is stimulating each of the hemispheres and harmonizing the functioning of both aspects. So it helps in calming the mind. So doing the alternate nostril breath, whenever we feel a little stressed, it is very good for us to feel energy as well as relaxation. So when we want to sit down silently, it is good to do the alternate nostril breath, about 9 rounds we can do, and sit down silently, close our eyes and observe how we feel to instantaneously settle ourselves. So let's practice these two breathing techniques to calm ourselves whenever we feel the need to settle down and to relax. When life, gets to be too much, the best thing is to go inwards. When the outside gets too hot, the coolness is right within. So it is so easy to get ourselves settled with breath. So good luck using these. So we'll do a short meditation now, very short meditation, just to get an experience of how it is to settle down and feel silent for a few minutes. So when we think about meditation, let me ask you this question. What is your definition of meditation? Because I'm asking based on my experience or what I used to think. Do you think meditation means concentrating? That you need to sit and just say something, over and over again, or think of something and bring in a lot of awareness and, work hard to focus? That's what I thought. Meditation means sitting in one closed room and chanting Om or something and, and feel very special. But actually, meditation, there are three things to having an effective meditation. Okay. One is a state of saying that um, I am not doing this. Okay, I am not doing this. So letting go of the idea of doing any meditation is very important. And the second thing is to say that uh, to let go of all identities, to say that, oh, I am a so and so, my name is this, my work is this, I am a mother of this person, or I'm the father of this person, or I have this job, or I have this degree. So the identification with who we are is another thing that needs to be dropped. And um, and being right there with whatever happens. Say that, okay, whatever happens at this moment is perfectly okay. Accepting whatever is happening. So that can give us a good experience in meditation. So when we say, when we try very hard to get our mind to focus on something, it just becomes an impediment. It doesn't allow us to settle down. But when you say that, I'm not going to be doing any of these, I'm just going to let whatever come, then we can be more relaxed and sit down and actually go deeper. Okay, so are you ready for a short meditation? Let's get started. So, to have an effective meditation, there are three things we need to remember. I do nothing, I am nothing, I want nothing. What are the three things? I do nothing, I am nothing, I want nothing. So basically, it is basically saying that I'm not going to worry about anything. I'm not going to sit down and focus too much. And second is letting go of all identities. And third is to um, not want not really crave for any experience or any particular result. So when you then you will be able to go into a state of relaxation. We can relax more. Otherwise, what happens? We are constantly planning or we are constantly wanting. So life just continues into the mind again. The mind can never rest. So let's do a very short meditation now. Let's sit comfortably, easily wherever we are with eyes closed and take a deep breath in and just follow the guidance I provide here and try and see how you feel at the end of it. Okay, so let's close our eyes. Take a normal deep breath in and let it go. Start noticing whatever sounds are in your environment. It could be birds chirping, it could be a refrigerator humming, it could be a car driving on the street, it could be kids playing, anything. Just be with all the sounds in your environment. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Now you're in harmony with the environment. Take another deep breath in and let it go. Become aware of your physical body. Take your attention to the feet, knees, thighs, hips, abdomen, stomach, chest, shoulders, neck, face, top of the head. Take your attention through your whole body. Once again, attention through the whole body. Let's take a deep breath in and let it go. Now let's take our attention to our thoughts. Could be pleasant thoughts or not so pleasant thoughts. Whatever it be, let it come. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Now let's take our attention to our feelings. Maybe good or not so good feelings, however they are, let them be. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Now we are in harmony with our feelings. You are love, you are joy. Once again, take a deep breath in and let it go. Take your attention back to your thoughts. One more breath in and exhale. Take your attention back to the body and surroundings, becoming aware of the body, becoming aware of the surroundings. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Whenever you feel complete in your own time, gently open your eyes. Notice how you feel at this moment and how the meditation was. So, with a little awareness and attention to the breath and a little effort, just a little, it's very easy to go into meditation. So, one of the best tools that I have found to get me into a deep state of meditation is what is called sky breath or Sudarshan Kriya Yoga breathing. It is a signature breathing practice offered by the Art of Living Foundation, and it's a very well researched breathing practice used by millions around the world. It works on the rhythms of emotions. The breathing corresponds to the emotions we experience. The rhythm of breath corresponds to the rhythm of emotions and gets us settled down very quickly. Very instantaneous results are experienced by doing this breath work. And there is a lot of research publications. It's scientifically well researched and randomized trials and link between various hormone, various biochemical regulations within the body, and this breathing has been established. It's been found to be very effective to work on anxiety, depression, both clinical and non-clinical, sleep issues, etc. And I'm going to be giving you the link to all the research here, and also provide links to some of the videos on research. It has been interestingly also written in the book called Breath by James Nestor recently. This Sudarshan Kriya was the initiation for him to learn the breathing and go on to do a lot more research. And it was written in another book called Yoga for Depression by Amy Wintrob way back in 2000s. Even I wasn't aware until recently. So there is a lot of resources to go look up. And if you would like to come participate in a workshop, I teach these workshops regularly, and I'll be happy to give you more information, and look forward to meeting you. And I hope you got some good tools today. Please look us up, Art of Living Foundation, or you can check us out at Art of Living Kansas City. Thank you very much. Bye bye.